Welcome back. Last round of the season, Cmra 2025 season coming to a wrap at ECR. Super fun track. A little bit of a delay in the release of this video, just holidays and stuff and things coming up. So as always, we'll have the video chapters. We'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all divvied out with practice and races, so you guys can skip forward if you need to. We got a new mic, so hopefully this sounds a whole lot better as opposed to just the raw iPhone shit. So hope that works out a little better. With this last round, we're just looking to get some seat time, build some confidence after a year or so of shenanigans. So we're just trying to build things back up and hopefully tweak the settings a bit more so we can get that confidence back and get back up to where I would normally be. Friday practice was pretty good. You'll probably see here from the footage that it was a drying track. So this was Friday. We had a bunch of rain come through earlier, day before. So the track was drying, and so getting set up for that is a bit different for me. I definitely don't have a lot of confidence in the wet. I don't have a lot of experience in the wet other than just being really chill. So pushing things on a drying track or a wet track is always a bit of a challenge, but that's just part of it, right? Everybody's got the same conditions and just got to do the thing. Honestly, the track really wasn't that bad as it's drying, as you can see here. It's just one of those things where you have to have confidence and know where the dry line is, where the wet spots are, if there's any kind of weepers or anything like that, and just ride around it as you need. So temperatures were a bit cooler and the track was a bit green, so things were a bit different as far as how the bike was handling. I really thought it was due to track conditions, and I'll highlight later on some of the things that I found that were not exactly supporting the best lap times for me in this setup. We were trying some different camera angles this round, really for a couple of things, just kind of keep things fresh with the camera angles, which is always nice. We built a little bracket here to get a view of the front tire on the side of the bike, and then make sure it still has clearance when we're tipping. It's nice to see the front suspension work. It also keeps me honest as far as braking, how hard you're braking, where the bike is in the stroke for the front fork, and how things feel and what they look like, so you're really kind of verifying, hey, was what I'm feeling actually happening, or is it in my head, or whatever it may be. So this camera angle is kind of nice for that, so it was cool to incorporate this round. Nice to get a little bit of visual feedback as to what's actually happening. So all in all, Friday practice was decent. Didn't exactly set the times that I was hoping to, but again, got some seat time, tweaked a few things, and we were getting ready to be set up for Saturday. Bike ran well, so no more oil cooler issues or anything like that. So, hey man, a win is a win at that point, right? We're gonna jump into Saturday. Rained again overnight like a champ. So things are definitely wet. Did not go out the first couple of rounds of practice just because the track was so bad, just shenanigans left and right, man, with how wet it is, just wasn't even worth it. Should have had wets, which would have been nice, but I didn't have rain tires, all I had was slicks, so it's just one of those things where you got to make the call and see what you want to do. So as we roll out here for the siding lap for the first race of mine on Saturday, unfortunately we had a Pravnov end up going down in front of us. Not sure if that was just a little excited on the front brake or if he had something else like a mechanical go on. At any rate, as we finish up this siding lap, there's quite a few dry lines, so it was pretty tempting, but there's a couple of spots that just were a bit too wet, and I didn't want to push the envelope in a race setting, and just decided to call it and was like, well, yeah, it's better to race again another day than to throw this thing down again and have to rebuild it yet another time. So this wet track unfortunately got the best of me, so Saturday we sat down, and that is a big fat DNF. So that brings us to Sunday practice. Sunday practice threw some other shenanigans at us with more weather, and this time we got fog. It was so bad actually that the corner workers couldn't see one another and the tower couldn't see, so they had to shut the track down for a while and push things back on time just so that the fog would actually lift. And so as you see here, it's pretty foggy, and that's just the conditions in combination with my visor fogging up. So not a great time, but that's just how this stuff goes. So I probably should have had a pin lock. I didn't have one, so we're just making do with what we had. trying to open up the visor and let some air in and kind of vent the fog off of the visor. It was still pretty soupy out, but again, that's just how this stuff goes. Look ahead, do the best that you can, and again, everyone's got the same conditions, so you just kind of roll with what comes up. So that brings us to Sunday. We're going to grid up here and get ready to go for the Formula 40 race. And we're off. Not a bad start. However, starts aren't my strong suit here, so as you see, we kind of fade back a bit. Some of the other guys are getting a better jump. And I'm still struggling with corner entry there, so I'm losing some more positions. As this line settles out, it's a little foggy there. Again, no pin locks, but once we get some air in, things clear up a bit. Trying to make up some time here into the corner, pull back a little bit of time, but still that bike is feeling a little unsettled, so we're not able to carry as much speed through the corner as I'd like. And we're just trying to settle in here, keep touch with these guys, and not let them get away. It is the first lap. Let's see how things shape up and see if we can't make some time. Laps are pretty much status quo, and you see I get passed on the inside here. Awesome pass. That's just taking advantage of the spots that I'm pretty weak here this weekend with that carrying speed through the corners. And another inside pass, almost the same thing. You'll see this throughout the race. Unfortunately, these guys are really doing a good job at taking advantage of my weaknesses. We're able to keep a little bit of pace, try to keep these guys in touch. I don't know what happened, maybe a missed shift here. They lose some momentum. They are on smaller bikes, so that's why you see once the duck gets wound up, it's really easy just to make that pass, but they are much faster than me in the corners. We'll try to build up a little bit of speed and momentum and keep them off for as long as I can here. And as you see, they're able to work up some more pace and get me again on the inside. On the back straight, we let the duck wind up and do its thing. But again, just corner entry, I'm slow, and this is where they're making up time and catching me back every time. So next lap here, we're trying to hold everybody off, and again, comes right by me on the inside. Nice work for those guys. And again on the inside for the second rider coming up and getting around me. So I'm just holding these guys back is really what it is. Come to find out, we had some other things that we figured out at the end of the weekend, why I was so slow there, and essentially I was just riding around issues that were present. Acceleration, things great. Was able to get some other setup through John at P1 Racing to get the power and put it down. So that was a big step forward for us. However, corner entry was just not as strong as I'd like. Coming to the second last corner, we got a novice that's caught me and made a great pass on the inside. Man, he's sending it. He's doing an aggressive job, but making it clean. He is on a smaller bike, so again, we'll get him back here on the straight, but he is not giving up. Good on him, man. I leave the door open a little bit, a little soft into the corner, and look who comes right around. Nice work, dude. Made it work on the inside there. At this point, we're going to open it up, get back around him, and see if we can't keep him behind. After a couple corners go by, the guy's able to make another good pass and sneak around on the inside. So, good job. You'll see the trend here, same section of track. Ronnie's able to sneak up on the inside, man, with a couple of corners to go on the last lap. He was pacing me and saw his opportunity and made it stick, man. There's just not enough track left for me to make up any time here, so he'll place in front of me on the last lap, so good on him, man. Nice job, dude. Got our last race here, Formula 1 expert and novice split grid. track's dried out, everything's good to go. We grid up. It is a full grid with lots going on. See the rider in front gets a little close to the wall, and I back off a little too much and lose a bit of momentum here. As that pack settles in, again, you'll see that I'm just soft on the brakes, getting into that corner and lose a couple of positions. And this is where it really hurt me, because the rider that got in front of me, basically I'm gonna follow this dude for quite a few laps. You'll see Steve there is trying to get up on the inside, isn't able to make it work this first lap, but you'll see where he's able to get around later in the race. But really it's just a Congo line for now. Just trying to keep pace with the pack, see what pace these guys are running, maybe look at a few different lines and who's making what work. And really this is difficult because I'm riding around the issues that we've had all weekend. That's corner entry. The bike is really pushing kind of back and forth. I think we ended up choosing the wrong front tire, or I chose the wrong front tire compound for that. Suspension settings we were able to change a little bit and try to do a salvage job on making some of that stuff work, but ultimately we're just riding around a problem that's existing, and that's on me. I definitely need to pay attention to these little issues that come up and don't just ride around it, but be a little more proactive and more picky to make these changes early on. You'll see here with this right hand turn and we flick it left for a long carousel. And unfortunately through here I was getting some chatter or some kind of vibration on the front end, so I'm losing some time there and I should be a whole lot quicker. This corner too, again, the front end just starts pushing if I get in too quick. And so again, I'm riding around that problem and I'm over slowing to be able to make the bike go through the corner how it feels comfortable, when I should be doing stuff with settings, maybe some geometry changes, that kind of thing. But unfortunately that's just not what happened. Took a bit of watching video and watching things back to see what the situation was and where we can improve. So again, we're stuck behind this gentleman here up front, and we're just kind of following and see where we can pick any holes in any of the corners, straights, off, better drive, whatever it may be, just to see how we can get around. So next lap, you'll see Steve is really tight here. We've brought up another Provnov back there, and Shalik is also getting stuck with us. Trying to think about passing in this corner here, but unable to make enough drive to get enough speed to really make the pass clean. And so I'll settle back in and give the guy a little bit of space. And Steve looks at the opportunity, and he does a great job on the next lap after pacing us. We're over slow into the same corner, so he pulls in nice and tight, and he's able to make this pass super clean. Looks at that door's wide open and he sneaks right on by because he's tired of waiting around. So now we'll just try to keep pace with these guys. Man, good pass on him. He's able to get around him in a nice spot. And then you'll see Carson's able to come up around me. Nice job on him. He is on a smaller bike, so that's why you'll see me go around on the back straight there on the V4. He's still riding the crap out of that thing though. He almost gets me on the inside, man. So he's riding the wheels off of that and having a good day for sure. So we're still stuck behind, trying to pace, figure out where we can get around. Carson here senses the issue and is able to really just send it on the outside on the same corner I was having some chatter. I feel like I could suck in and go the same way with him, but unfortunately when I do, that front end starts wallowing back and forth and I'm able to get the thing slowed on the line and gotta go wide. So now I'm giving up some spaces, getting some places, settle in behind Shalik, and we'll see if we can't make some damage control. Next lap, we're able to finally pace the rider in front and get around and just send it on the inside. And we're dragging another novice who's doing a good job and being pretty quick too. We're bringing him along with us. So you'll see he's able to pace me, and now that we're around that other rider in front, we're able to stretch our legs a bit more here and pick up the pace. He looks for a nice opportunity and makes a great pass up on the inside, coming up on the back straight. Feel like we might have a little bit more drive here, getting a better line out of the corner and just send it down there. While I do have a bit more drive, we're neck and neck here, coming up to the end, and I'm letting off and braking early because, again, I'm riding around that problem and just can't get this thing slowed. So he gets the spot, he gets the better of me. A couple of laps go by, I'm trying to maintain some pace here with Shalik, as you see in the frame there, trying to drag him back. We got a lap to go, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I can make it. I'm a little quicker in some spots than he is, and he's quicker in some other spots in different sectors of the track, but that's about as close as I'm going to get to him today. So right now we're trying to maintain this pace and not let anybody else by, because that's about as close as I'm going to get to him here. So last corner, as you see, we're able to catch him at all, man. He did a good job. That's the end of the race. We finished toward the back of the pack, unfortunately, but that's just how some of these days go, man. Still had a good time, kept it on 2 wheels, didn't throw the thing down the road, so we'll make some adjustments and go from there. Some final thoughts on the cool down lap. I think the big thing and the takeaway for me for this race was, man, quit riding around stuff. Like, I've always had that mentality of, you know, whatever it is, just kind of make it work. Unfortunately, I find myself adapting to whatever that problem is and getting slower. So that's not doing anything to build confidence or quicken the pace at all. Big thing is I need to be a little more particular about how that bike setup is, geometry, and the feel of things. And if it's not right, then you got to make some big changes. That costs some extra bucks at the track as far as putting on different tires, doing some suspension, whatever it may be. That's just part of the game, right? And I'm just sharing that because that's my own learning experience. And so that's something that we're going to look for in 2026, is to make some changes, probably with geometry and some setup, get me a little more comfortable on the bike, and see if we can't get back to the pace we were. This round, man, I think clockwise I was doing like 2:03s was the best I could do, when I should be much closer to 2-minute mark flat. And going the other way should be about the same. So we're definitely looking for a couple of seconds of speed. So over the winter, we'll see if we can't make some changes and get back on pace and get ready to go for the races coming up in February at MSRH for the Cmra 2026 season. Let me know what you guys think. Comments, suggestions, shit talk, whatever it may be. It's all welcome. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next year.